Speaking of the Red Sox, we're going to move on to topic number 7. The Sox snag a standout shortstop. The Red Sox had the 4th pick in the MLB draft, and a lot of folks wanted them to take Jack Leiter, the great pitcher, the standout pitcher from Vanderbilt. He actually went 2nd overall, but they actually selected Marcelo Mayer, who a lot of people thought was going to be the 1st overall pick in the draft in Major League Baseball, dropped all the way to 4. Somehow he fell to the Red Sox. So while we were all hoping for young pitching, Brandon, they got the best player in the draft, according to a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain about this move, honestly. I think it was really one of those draft day moves of being like, hey, we all know who the best guy is, and if he drops to us, we're taking him. And that's exactly what they did. This kid was arguably could have went 1, 2, or 3. All those other teams clearly said we need some different positions, a different position fill, a different roster fill, or we need that young pitcher. And so the Red Sox said, hey, man, this kid is the best player available. We're not going to pass on him going forward. He's 18 years old. He's still got his best days ahead of him. So I think this is a great pick. I love it. Obviously, he was meeting at All-Star break with Xander Bogaerts and having a meeting with him, and Xander was talking him up. So I think this is great, man, for the city. Great pick for the team. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this kid can do in a Red Sox uniform. And yeah, man, we got the shortstop of the future. And we're, when we think of shortstops, Nomar Garciaparra, you remember that guy? Well, this guy could be that next Nomar and maybe even better, because really that's the rumor I'm hearing about this kid right now, is that he is literally the best player available in the draft and the best player that anybody would want. So I'm really shocked that they let this kid drop to number 4. But hey, good for us. The Red Sox take him. Marcelo Mayer, he's coming to Boston. Look, he's got movie star looks too at 18. I'm actually jealous, man. Look at this kid. Movie star looks. He's a great athlete. He's a professional athlete. He's coming to one of the best cities in America, the cities of champions. He's playing for the Red Sox, a team with great history. This kid has got everything going for him right now, and I don't blame him. And he does look like Vinny Chase from Entourage. Producer Ben saying that. You're right. And so, man, I mean, this kid is everything that you want right now. And like I said, we talked about being marketable. This kid is definitely going to be marketable going forward for the Red Sox. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, do you think he goes to the major leagues right away? I do not think he goes there right away. He's 18 years old. If you bring him up to the majors right now, it's just far too much pressure on this young kid. Let him go down. Let him get his teeth cut in the minor leagues. He'll go down. He'll dominate in the minor leagues. Let him dominate for a year or two. Then you bring him up. He's going to come up. He's going to have a ton of confidence, and he's going to insert himself in the lineup and be there for years to come. So I think this is a great pick for the Boston Red Sox. I'm really excited to see what this kid can do going forward.
Yeah, we always talk about so the NBA draft or the NFL draft, where sometimes you just got to let the draft board fall to you, where, if there's a player there that, you're sitting at a certain pick and you just take the best overall player. Well, that's what the Red Sox did. They want to bolster their pitching in their farm system, but they had this unbelievable shortstop drop to them at 4 that they never thought would be there. And I think a lot of Red Sox fans also are thinking, we have Xander Bogaerts, who's an all-star shortstop, who I think after next season has a player option. I think he's going to decline it because it's $20 million a year. He'll get a much bigger deal. So we'll see if he stays with the Red Sox, depending on, when he becomes a free agent and so forth. But then on top of that, they have another prospect, Jeter Downs, who they got, I believe, the Mookie Betts trade, who's been a solid minor league prospect as well at shortstop. Now, if you're the Red Sox and you're coming up with a trade deadline and you're in first place, Jeter Downs is now expendable. You can trade him now because you have this stud shortstop coming up right behind him in the minor leagues. So not only are you getting this awesome player in the draft who could be, some people are comparing him to Corey Seager because he's taller, he's a big, tall, athletic shortstop who is at least going to have average power, 20 to 25 home runs a year, along with being a great fielding shortstop. But he could even have even more power depending on how much he fills out. He's only 18, so you don't even know, how strong he's going to be in just a couple of years. But you also have a nice prospect that's now expendable that you can trade, and you're not going to worry about him, losing him because you have another shortstop coming right up through the system. So Now the Red Sox can go out and get pitching at the deadline because they have a Jeter Downs that they can trade, and then they can just keep Mayer down there in the system. Mayer is committed to USC right now, but I don't think the Red Sox would have picked him. They didn't think they could sign him, and they can offer him, almost whatever he wants as far as being in the 4th pick in the draft. But I think this is just going to be awesome for the Red Sox. Another star that's going to come up through their system, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, coming up through the system and is going to turn himself into a star for the city. And I want to give a shout out to Xander Bogaerts too for just, having that much confidence in his own game to be like, hey, I'm going to show this kid, some love. I'm going to show this kid some love and welcome him to the team because I know I'm such a great player anyway. Like you said, I can go sign somewhere else if I need to. But you often see in professional sports when the young gun comes in that the guy who's currently got the job doesn't want to show him around, a.k.a. Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, which I don't blame Aaron Rodgers. I'd do the same thing, honestly. But Xander Bogaerts is totally different. He's welcoming this kid with open arms, and I think that's great for the team, great for the city going forward. And I think Marcelo Mayer, I think he's going to be a great player for this Red Sox team for years to come, and can't wait to see what he does on the diamond.